delighted to be talking to you again. Today, I'm going to tell you about the idiosyncrasy of a great personality. Do you know what is idiosyncrasy? It is a peculiar personality trait in an individual which sometimes will be irritating. In some people, it will be funny. In some great people, it will be admirable. And today I'm going to talk to you about the third category, and the person is Dr. Johnson. You know Dr. Johnson? Who made the dictionary. Dr. Johnson always spoke in a very high style. He couldn't help it. Once Johnson was talking to a group of people. Then he wanted to take snuff. He felt like taking snuff. Normally, under such circumstances, what would we do? We'll say, excuse me, and then proceed with whatever we want to do. But Johnson turned to the person next to him and said, "Please allow me to introduce my digitorial extremities to the pulverized atom of tobacco box and therefrom extract a pinch of snuff for my nasal concavity." Now, it is not over. It still runs to a paragraph. I have told you only 2/3 of it. And could you make anything out of it? Well, let me tell you. Please allow me, permit me, to introduce my digitorial extremities. This is a digit. Extremity is the tip of the finger. Please allow me to put the tips of my fingers into the pulverized atom of tobacco box, into the tobacco box which contains pulverized atom, finely powdered snuff, and therefrom, that is from there, extract, take a pinch of snuff, little bit of snuff, for my nasal concavity, for the two holes of my nose which are in concave shape. How was that? Where a simple "excuse me" could have sufficed, Johnson has spoken a volume of matter. That's his style. We can enjoy it for the English. English lovers would enjoy it. Well, on another occasion, somebody came and told Johnson that two people were fighting. X thrashed Y, and Y fell down. Johnson cryptically remarked, "He made his perpendicularity horizontality." The man who was standing is perpendicular, and he fell down, it is horizontal. He made his perpendicularity horizontality. Could such a thing strike any one of us? That is Johnson. Once, a man who was aspiring to become a writer brought his manuscript and gave it to Johnson for opinion. Johnson read through it, and when he came, he was expecting a commendable review from Johnson. But Johnson said, "Sir, congratulations. Your manuscript is good and original. But where it is good, it is not original. Where it is original, it is not good." Just imagine the reaction of the other man. Johnson didn't bother about it. He called a spade a spade. All of us are musical lovers. Look what Johnson has to say about music. Of all noises, music is the least disagreeable. It would take a minute for you to understand that he is paying a compliment. Least disagreeable, double negative makes a positive. But we wouldn't associate noise and music. That is Johnson's style. And he has a warning against knowledge. When people acquire knowledge, they have to be very careful. Integrity without knowledge is weak and useless. Knowledge without integrity is dangerous and dreadful. Yes, if a person who has no scruples acquires knowledge, he may misuse it. That is the idea behind it. And Johnson was the first person to say that patriotism is the last refuge of scoundrel. Later on, George Bernard Shaw said politics is the last resort of scoundrel. And in Johnson's opinion, it is better to live rich than die rich. I can keep on quoting Johnson's words. There's no end. But Johnson is not only a lexicographer. He was also a poet, a playwright, a biographer, a literary critic, an editor, a moralist. And for all his knowledge, scholarship, Johnson looked unassuming. He was 6 foot tall, had a strong body, and again, this is another idiosyncrasy. He had a strange habit of shaking his head and rolling about his body in a strange manner, which made people think that he was an idiot. William Hogarth, Johnson's contemporary and a nobleman of that time, when he saw Johnson for the first time, thought he was an idiot. But when he was introduced to him and when he listened to his conversation, he was struck by his rhetoric. Rhetoric means speaking in rhyming words, using high-flown words. Whether formal or informal, Johnson could not but speak rhetorically. And one cannot judge a person by his idiosyncrasy. But for Johnson, we wouldn't have got this dictionary. Actually, when English was in its early stage, in its nascent form, it was Shakespeare who added the vocabulary, new words, new expressions, new idioms. It was later Johnson took over and organized and codified the language. He alphabetized the words, gave them their meanings and correct pronunciation and their root. For this great achievement only, he is called Dictionary Johnson. He is a genius. Genius are very rare to come across. And genius and idiosyncrasy go hand in hand. So, let's celebrate the scholarship of Johnson and enjoy his idiosyncrasies. Thank you.